Hello, this is Rodney from rodneysblog.net, Rodney Trevino YouTube channel. Today we're going to continue reading in Genesis chapter 26, Isaac and Abimelech. So let's continue. Now there was a famine in the land besides the previous famine. Let me move this. Besides the previous famine in Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in the land for a while, and I will bless you. I will be with you, and I will bless you. For to you and your descendants, I will give all these lands and confirm an oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give them all these lands. And through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed me and did everything I required of him, keeping my commands and my decrees and my instructions." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. So that's pretty cool. When God talks to you directly like that, I don't think he's doing it in today's day and age. So if you hear a televangelist say that God is talking to him, don't be naive. So let's continue in verse 7. When the man of that place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister." So even though, these people in the Bible were blessed by God, they still had deceit. They still had things about them that were sinful and wrong. So he basically, is deceiving the Philistines and saying, "She's my sister." He said, "She is my sister," because he was afraid to say, "She is my wife." He thought the men of this place might kill me on account of Rebekah because she is beautiful. When Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from the window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife. Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might have well slept with your wife and would have brought guilt upon us." So, as you recall in previous chapters, Abraham did the same thing with Sarah on 2 or 3 occasions. He was just afraid of the men in the area and said that she was his sister. Same thing happening here. And yes, God takes infidelity very seriously. Basically, the Philistine king was saying, if one of my men had slept with your wife, it would have brought guilt upon us. So not just on that man, but his entire people would be guilty and possibly punished by God. So yeah, God takes infidelity extremely seriously. Top of his list of things you don't do. You don't mess with anybody else's wife. So Abimelech gave orders to all the people. Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Isaac planted crops in the land, and the same year reaped 100-fold because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. So God blessed him so much, people got jealous and they started doing things like plugging up all of his wells. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar. There he settled. Isaac opened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham died, and he gave them the name his father had given them. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herders of Gerar quarreled with those of Isaac and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek. I believe Esek means contention, if I'm not mistaken. Because they disputed with him, they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also and named it Sitna. So all of these words have meaning. I think Esek is contention. Sitna, I believe, is hatred, something like that. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." And I believe Rehoboth means open spaces. So, verse 23. From there he went to Beersheba. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." So that's pretty cool when God talks to you directly like that. He just says that um, the Lord appeared to them. He doesn't say if he appeared to them in person, in a vision, or in a dream. We just know that God talked to him. Verse 25, Isaac built an altar. There he called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with Ahuzzath, his personal advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked him, "Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away?" They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us and you. Let us make a treaty with you that you will do us no harm, just as we did you no harm, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord." So the Abimelech, the king of the Philistines, seeing how blessed they were being, Isaac and at that time his family, kind of got a little afraid. Kind of says, "Man, these people are going to outgrow us. They're going to outnumber us. They might oppress us at some point." So he wisely, led by his advisors most likely, uh, tried to make a peace treaty before anything like that happened. So that's what wise kings do. Um, Verse 30, Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on the way, and they went away peacefully. That day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, "We found water." He called it Shiba, I believe, which is the word for mourning, a lost one. And to this day, the name of the town has been called Beersheba. Jacob takes Esau's blessing. Then Esau was 40 years old. He married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and also Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. They were a source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. So that's all we have for Genesis chapter 6. Thank you for watching rodneysblog.net and subscribing to the Rodney Trevino YouTube channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.